People carry on odd superstitions about the afterlife. The common religious picture of the afterlife is that people sit on clouds, strumming harps and singing praises to God all day long. Some suggest that people are wisps of spirit like smoke with no solid physical form. Others believe that people are orbs, floating around in a world without form. In this series of videos about life in the world we will all enter, I present statements by reliable sources about what life in heaven or the afterlife is like. Subscribe to this channel to receive notifications about the series of videos and others. In this video, I present descriptions of the form people take on in the afterlife. Hello. I'm Dr. R. Craig Hogan, President of the Afterlife Research and Education Institute and Seek Reality Online. I'm the author of 8 books with the proof you will come to the end of this life, but you will never die. Anthony Borgia was a medium in the 20th century. He wrote several books with the communications he received from residents of the life after this life. His books are the most complete descriptions of life in the world we will all enter when we have completed our brief tenure on Earth. His communications come from a man named Monsignor Robert Hugh Benson, whom Borgia came to know 5 years before his transition into the next life. In this excerpt from Borgia's book, Life in the World Unseen, Borgia recounts what his guide to the afterlife, Robert Hugh Benson, told him about the form people in the afterlife take on.
Now to come to the spirit body itself. The spirit body is, broadly speaking, the counterpart of our earthly bodies. When we come into the spirit world, we are recognizably ourselves, but we leave behind us all our physical disabilities. We have our full complement of limbs, our sight and our hearing. In fact, all our senses are fully functioning. Indeed, the 5 senses, as we know them upon earth, become many degrees more acute when we are discarnate. Any supernormal or subnormal conditions of the physical body, such as excessive stoutness or leanness, vanish when we arrive in these realms, and we appear as we should have appeared on earth had not a variety of earthly reasons caused us to be otherwise. There is a stage in our lives on earth which we know as the prime of life. It is towards this that we all move. Those of us who are old or elderly, when we pass into spirit, will return to our prime of life period. Others who are young will advance towards that period, and we all preserve our natural characteristics. They never leave us. But we find that many minor physical features that we can profitably dispense with, we shake off with our earthly bodies. Certain irregularities of the body, with which perhaps we have been born, or that have come upon us during the course of the years. How many of us are there, I wonder, when we are incarnate, who could not think of some small improvement that we should like to make in our physical bodies, were it at all possible? Not many. I have told you how the trees in these realms grow in a state of perfection, upright and clean-looking and well-formed, because they have no storms of wind to bend and twist the young branches into malformations. The spirit body is subject to just the same law here in spirit. The storms of life can twist the physical body, and if that life has been spiritually ugly, the spirit body will be similarly twisted. But if the earth life has been spiritually sound, the spirit body will be correspondingly sound. There is many a fine soul inhabiting a crooked earthly body. There is many a bad soul inhabiting a well-formed earthly body. The spirit world reveals the truth for all to see. How does the spirit appear anatomically, you will ask? Anatomically, just exactly the same as does yours. We have muscles, we have bones, we have sinews, but they are not of the earth, they are purely of spirit. We suffer from no ailments. That would be impossible in the spirit world. Therefore, our bodies do not require constant looking after to maintain a state of good health. Here, our health is always perfect, because we have such an irrational rate that disease and the germs that cause it cannot enter. Malnutrition, in the sense that you know it, cannot exist here, but spiritual malnutrition, that is, of the soul, does most certainly exist. A visit to the dark realms and their neighborhood will soon reveal that. Does it seem strange that a spirit body should possess fingernails and hair? How would you have us to be? Not different from yourselves in this respect, surely. Would we not be something of a revolting spectacle without our usual anatomical features and characteristics. This seems an elementary statement, but it is sometimes necessary and expedient to voice the elementary.
Today we know what life in the next realm of our eternal lives is like. We have many thousands of valid, verified descriptions by people living there. Subscribe to this channel to hear more about the life we will all enter after we leave this earth life.